Virtual Villagers, a new home, a life simulator based around a small group of villagers. Their first island ravaged by a volcano. They set sail for a new island to call home. Their boats crash landed on a small island named Isola. Waking up to the island they would call home, it seemed fate had been kind to them. The small island was partially settled, having a few huts, a large berry bush, some native herbs, and many secrets to discover. Hi, I'm CinnaBunny, and this is Virtual Villagers, a new home. At first the villagers were confused. 5 adults and 1 child. Alawa, Yato, Iniko, Ichi, Kola, and Lala. Iniko was the only villager with some knowledge, having basic knowledge of building and construction. He saw the partially built hut and got to work constructing it. Alawa saw the berry bush and began plucking the berries, beginning her journey as a provider of food. Yato was curious of a large table. Tinkering around, he became a researcher, studying the island. Ichi started to clean up the beach, clearing the debris in hopes of seeing some pearly white sand. At some point, Iniko and Kola had a tender moment, bringing the first newborn onto the island of Isola. Kola tasked with raising the newborn on the mysterious island. All seemed to be going well for the group. Alawa found a brass compass on the beach. The mysterious object was new to the villagers. It seemed like it could be useful for mashing berries, though she thought against it, instead giving it to Yato. He studied the compass, gaining great knowledge from it. With the knowledge gained, the builders gained new techniques and a newfound interest. Closing the game, I came back later in the day to find the hut had been built, allowing room for new villagers to flourish. On top of this, the beach had been cleaned up. With the debris gone, the villagers could swim in the crystal clear ocean water. Unfortunately, however, the berry bush had been nearly depleted. The hungry villagers had eaten their weight in berries, and with no rain in sight, the berries wouldn't grow back anytime soon. Seeming grim for the near future with a now limited resource of food. Though Alawa knew how to pick berries very well at this point, she didn't know basic farming skills of planting crops, tending to them, and harvesting them. Soon to be the downfall of the group. In the meantime, Kola was no longer tending to her baby. Seeming several hours in the real world equivalated to 3 years in game. The young Sanjay now running around with Lala. Kola began studying the herbs and native plants of Isola, studying the lily, medical cactus, and the fruitless plant, gaining an understanding of the native flora, gaining some basic medical knowledge from her study. As Iniko had nothing better to do after building the hut, he began clearing the blockage from the pond in the northwestern side of the island. Seeming there was once a lovely pond, though now it was blocked from a rock slide, the builder putting his muscle to use. I closed the game again. Being an adult bunny, I do have a job. Coming back the next morning, devastation awaited me. The berry bush was completely picked clean. During this, the villagers ate every last morsel of food. Every villager was suffering from starvation, weakened from the lack of food. Aside from Iniko, he worked until he succumbed to malnourishment, the corpse lying alone in the center of the village. The other villagers unsure of what to do with him, too hungry and tired to think that far ahead. The pond wasn't cleared, the task too great for the builder. Alawa was left aimless. With no berries to pick, she couldn't provide for the others. Yato and Ichi kept working on their research in hopes of something. Kola kept on training her medical knowledge. Lala and Sanjay ran around, carefree for the grim situation. With such a devastating end awaiting the villagers, I decided that it was the end for them. With a carefully tuned scope, perhaps I could have focused on farming instead of building, though I did not foresee the berry bush depleting so quickly. Playing Virtual Villagers reminded me that these life sim games can be very hard to keep up with, especially so now that I am an adult and with limited free time during the day. As a young bunny, I could easily keep these villagers alive until their old age, though as a working bunny, it is a bit trickier to undertake such a task. Regardless, Virtual Villagers is a fun but challenging game. Just a few hours for us is a few years for the villagers, making their lives zoom by at an accelerated rate. If you can, keep them going on for a long time. Do better than I did. If you would like to play Virtual Villagers, a new home for yourself, it's a CD game. This one came bundled with Virtual Villagers, The Lost Children. Pretty cool. For now though, I've been CinnaBunny, and I hope you enjoyed.